I think we're going to need some incense for this. Let's begin. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the Good Vibe Tribe. Welcome to a little series that I like to call Life's a Witch. So in this series, I just really want to talk about just some real shit, guys. If you guys are watching this video, you're probably familiar with spiritual videos and, you know, teachings and things like that, and it's kind of like, yeah, those are great and all, and I love creating the teaching videos, don't get me wrong, because like that energy is just like my soul coming through. But there's also the human part of me, and this is what this series is kind of about, is just me being in my human self and coming at you just real. Just like real life shit, and not trying to sugarcoat it. Because as we know, guys, we are multidimensional beings. Even though we are spirit having a human experience, there is that human experience part of us. And I feel like not a lot of spiritual people talk about their human experience on a real level or share it. It's always like portrayed online as, you know, teachings and, you know, be strict and you know, I don't know, maybe that's just me, that the way that I feel like it sometimes, but it can really portray it in a light that's like, yeah, those are great, those teachings are great and all. Shit, sometimes it's just rough, you know? So anyway, this is just to help people feel not alone and just to relate, because I feel like a lot of you guys look for that out there just like I did or still do. Before we like kick off this video, guys, let's do a little oracle reading from the book. So I got this. I thought this would be fun. Just like a little message. You knock it 3 times and 1, 2, 3. Close your eyes and see the 18-year-old version of yourself sitting in front of you. Tell them what they need to know. Oh, 18-year-old girl, tell you what you need to know. Follow your heart. And you know what? That's just kind of like what this whole video, I really feel like, is about, and the message that I keep getting. It just feels, honestly, guys, the universe almost has us in a pressure cooker right now. There's so much going on and like so much energy pulsing through me. I don't know how else to describe it, that it feels like I'm just gonna burst. Like there's just not enough of me to do all the things. You know what I mean? There's just so much of like, I'm being pulled in all directions, it feels like, and it feels like I can never get ahead, and I never have enough time. And am I truly doing what I should be doing? And am I doing what I want to be doing? Is it my agenda? Is it my soul's agenda? Am I listening to my heart and following it? You know, the best way that I can describe it, guys, is like, it just feels like the mind is moving so quick. You can see all these different timelines play out. Like you have all these different thoughts of things that, and ideas that you want to do or want to accomplish, or you have all these different things come in and it moves so fast. And it's like, you see the timeline and you're like, oh, should I take it? Should I not take it? Am I sure I want that? Why am I even thinking that if I want that? But it's like it can go in multiple different ways, and it's almost like you shift there with emotion, and then you shift to that timeline, and then you change your mind. You're like, no, I shouldn't do that, and you shift back, and then it's like you never truly make any traction or movement because you're constantly shifting. It's almost like the universe says squirrel, and you're like, yeah, and then you're like, no, wait. It feels like recently I've just had all these fleeting thoughts and all these great ideas, and it becomes overwhelming because it's like there's so much that I want to create and so much that I want to do and express out into the world. The things that I am actually doing, are they truly in alignment with my heart? am I, you know, was that a part of my journey that it's like, okay, you did, you know, you've made it to here now, and now it's time for this chapter. Like, when does one chapter end and the next begin? When do you either move on, or how do you know when it's time to close? And I really have been having to dive into that lately, guys, of what is truly meant for me in my heart. What is fear? Whose agendas am I filling? Or is it mine truly? You know, these are all like real life shit that I think a lot of us really think about. Is like, you get to a point in your life, or probably multiple times in your life, of you stop and you think, what am I doing? I feel like I'm just doing and doing and doing. And am I really like making any progress in my life? Do I still have the same goals? Why am I not doing the things that I say that I'm going to do, but I don't do, but I'm doing other things instead? Am I truly not supposed to be doing that? Some of the stuff that you think might be for you, or the way that you thought your life was going to go, or like what it was going to look like, and then it all just kind of shifts. I guess more so this is me kind of expressing to have like a real life check-in with myself of, you know, what is meant for you and what isn't? What is truly in alignment with your soul? And questioning it, sitting here and asking the universe, give me clarity, give me, you know, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Because it feels like I'm doing all the things that I feel like I should be doing, or that have felt really good in the past. And now it's changing. You're being called for more. It's almost frustrating too, because you want to do all the things, because it feels like there's so much greatness inside of you, and it just needs to be expressed in some form of way. And you just want it to be the highest expression. But what is that for you? You know, finding purpose. And of course, we know that our purpose is to just exist and be the highest vibration possible. So I've really had to have like a come to Jesus I come to, you know, a return home to myself, and follow my heart. And that's the same advice I give to all my clients, to everybody that, you know, talks to me that is struggling to figure out what they want to do, or, you know, you have a full-time job, but you really want to be doing this thing with your life, and you're trying to figure out XYZ, how to leave, or when to leave, or, you know, what if you should leave that relationship, start a new one. You know, these are things that I get asked all the time. And it's like, you know, when does one chapter end and a new begin? And, you know, I don't avoid that either, guys. You know, it happens in my own life as well. And the message that I keep getting and I keep returning to, guys, is that you won't have to make the choice. I don't think you're gonna have to make the choice. It's like one of those things of, you just know. It's not like an emotional reaction of like, oh my gosh, you're feeling so much anger or rage or just frustration, and you just say F it and like make a decision and do it. There's gonna be this sense of peace and just knowingness in your body and in your heart and in your mind. And even though there might be some fear around it, but the decision, there won't be a second guess. You're just gonna know when the time is right. You're gonna feel it in your gut. You're gonna feel it in your heart. And it will be that soft whisper inside of you that says, this was it. This was your sign. It's time. And there won't be a hard decision to make. It's just a movement forward and a death and a rebirth. It's a becoming of a new and stepping into this new chapter of your life and discovering who you are in this phase. And then you realize too, guys, and it's, you know, not to get less spiritual on you, but when you make the decision, when you feel that feeling, don't go back. Physically and in your mind, don't go back, because both will take you back to the same place. Making the decision and then moving forward full speed ahead. Like, don't play the what if game. because then you play what if, and that reality becomes real for you, and you'll become stuck in that. Make that decision when you intuitively feel it's right. I guess it's to say too of the thoughts of when should I do it, and you'll know when the time is right. My mind jumps in and it's like, are you sure? Are you just telling yourself that just because you want to play it safe? And then I get the other message that you have to trust yourself. You have to have faith that something greater has your back. Honestly. Because there's always that fear of staying stuck or stagnant and not moving forward, or not ever being what you envision yourself to be or have for your life. And even if it doesn't match up fully to what you think, there's still this vibration you embody. The picture doesn't have to match what you see in your head. It's the vibration you become at the end of it all. And the fear of not achieving that. But then it's like, do you not trust yourself? Do you not trust yourself in a higher version of yourself that exists? Do you not trust that there's something greater that has your back and has this under control? To trust that you'll know the moves to take, that all the experiences you had have led you to this point. So it's like this teeter-tottering, navigating life through feeling with your heart and walking in faith, but yet still using your logic and navigating fear, navigating the road ahead. It's like a balancing of the masculine and the feminine, the left and the right side of brain, and not letting logic overpower you and overthink it and get yourself stuck in mind fucks and loops in the mind, and not just solely acting off of intuition and just being like, woo, I'm just gonna follow what feels good, and then you end up all over the map just following everything that feels good because you're just basically spirit just having fun. Having that balance between the left and the right to be able to bring sensible logic and acting on feelings and not just being emotionally reactive. This is a wild experience. So I know just recently for me, life has really felt like it's been handing it to me. And not even to say that anything is really wrong. I'm doing a lot. And I'm doing what I feel like I should be doing. But I guess you have to realize that you're doing what you're doing because it's the best thing for you in the moment. And it's just providing you experiences to level you up, to move you to that next chapter, to that next level. That some things do still serve you because they're in your life. So obviously they are serving you in some form of fashion. You know, whether that be a job that you really want to leave and do your passion, that job serves you in some form of a way. Maybe it's providing, you know, a paycheck that you need. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel safe enough to really do your passion. Maybe it's providing some sense of like personal development that's helping you step into your power and really like set boundaries and stand up for yourself and take leads. You know, maybe it's testing your communication with people. You know, that's a skill that you have to have in life. Things in our life just don't happen by chance, by coincidence. You know, things that we're doing them for a reason, consciously or unconsciously. There's some sense of a energy it's providing us that we're needing, either for a spiritual lesson, a leveling up, a progression forward. So I think it's just ultimately coming back to you're always right where you're supposed to be, and to trust the process, to trust that there is a greater aspect of you, a greater force, power at play that wants you to have what you want, that is working out for you in every single way possible, and is cheering you on. It's truly the only thing that will be there for you from the beginning of life until the end, cheering you on. The only constant in your life, which is you. So, walk ahead in full faith, my friends. This is the message that I needed today, just to remind myself that life can be a witch sometimes. But as we know, my friends, a witch is a woman in total control of herself. And that we are. I'm sending you all my light and all my love. We'll see you guys.